How can any team let Sheffield Wednesday do the double over them, let alone lose once, losing twice to Sheffield Wednesday? Oh, come on. We thought QPR was safe. Now, not so sure. To review that game and look ahead to the whole game this weekend, we've got Joad with us, who's back from holiday. How are you, Joad?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, not too bad. All right. Explain it to the neutral then. What happened on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday?
We got outthought. I think the manager got outthought, and I think we showed that if the players have a slight drop off from how they can perform, then we're going to get punished. It was a deserved defeat. Really, we didn't create loads of chances, hit the crossbar second half, but yeah, Wednesday always looked in control of it. Really.
Um, how frustrating is it then? Just when you have a chance, just when you think one more win, you had an opportunity there to not just beat them, but really relegate them because without them picking up them points, that just puts that huge gap between you. And every time you kind of we look at a fixture with you and go, yeah, well, that's another one. Plymouth is another one. We're recording this before the Plymouth game. We don't know how that's gone. How frustrating is it then to sit and watch some spectacular displays only to be followed up with a lackluster display like that?
I think we get lulled into a real false sense of security at QPR. I think it's happened for even since Marti's taken over. We seem to go on a good run, and then we have a performance like we had at Stoke away, where we were absolutely dreadful, lost 1-0. That was the game where we could have put quite a big gap between us and Stoke. And then Saturday, I think everyone went in thinking, if we win, that means Rotherham are down. That means Sheffield Wednesday can't catch us, and that will put 5 or 6 teams between us and the drop zone. And I genuinely think we would have been safe. Hugely frustrating performance, and yeah, it makes the next 3 games really huge for us.
Yeah, we've talked before, haven't we, about your fixtures, especially towards the end of the season. So with Hull, we'll talk about Hull in a second, but then to finish off with Leeds and Coventry, that means you've got to beat Preston or Plymouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think 4 points would see us safe for sure. I think 1 win would probably be enough. My biggest concern is that we just don't score goals. I think I was looking earlier. Our strikers between them have 49 starts this season. Dykes, Armstrong, and Frey. They've got eight goals. To put that into comparison, Jimmy Dunn, Steve Cook, and Kenneth Powell, 3 of our back 4, have got 7 goals between them. So I think the defence have been outstanding, but they're not going to be able to hold out in some of these other games, and we're really going to need those 4 players to start scoring.
You are better away from home, like you said, and you've got a trip to Hull this weekend. It's a team you've already beaten this season. Must have feels a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels a real long time ago. But I think it's probably the kind of side we like playing against. I think if you look at the games we've lost recently, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, against teams that have played quite direct against us, been extremely physical against us, I think we've struggled. So I think it's a team that will probably suit us a bit better than the teams down in that bottom 5 or 6.
So let's presume by now then that the Plymouth game is gone for a point. Do you think that 46 plus 41, 47, what points do you think are going to be enough for people to survive, teams to survive this season?
I think with some of the other teams playing each other over the coming weeks, I think Birmingham play Huddersfield penultimate game of the season, maybe. I think 50 would be enough. I think if we got a point, like you say, at Plymouth maybe, then I think 1 more win would see us safe. But the games are running out, and even Preston at home, they've still got a sniff of the playoffs after that. So we're going to have 4 teams who have got quite big things to fight for still.
Next week, I want to talk to you about who should get the Manager of the Season award. And we recently put out a tweet that suggested that should be argued between McKenna and Fifilantes. To which we got a lot of comments saying, "Oh well, what's he done?" But we've got the context, or so that you've got the context of just how bad QPR were in September. What Ainsworth was taking you down, wasn't he? A side that couldn't score, couldn't defend, and had looked as bad as you've ever seen it. So, isn't it right that we should put Marti in this conversation?
I think he should be in the conversation, because even if you go back before Ainsworth, the end of McBill's reign, then you had Critchley come in and he won 1 game out of 13, I think. But the performances under Ainsworth were awful. The players had no belief. Their confidence had been drained completely. The atmosphere at the club was extremely negative. But he's got the fans on board really quickly. The players have bought into everything that he wanted to do. And to even have a chance of staying up with the forwards that we have, he's done an outstanding job. I would add, if Sheffield Wednesday stay up, would argue that Roll deserves it more than Marti, because again, I think on paper our squad is slightly stronger than what they have, and they were really, really good at the weekend.
Okay. All right, let's bring in our whole fan then, and we'll get some predictions. Well, welcome to the QPR view. Are you looking forward to this game? They could do the double over you, couldn't they?
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
What did you make of QPR when you were down at Loftus Road in mid-December?
They were good. They were surprisingly good, to be fair. We kind of thought we'd go down and at least get the draw out of it, but it's one of them games where you kind of go down and you think, yeah, should be okay in London, and then you come back and you're like, oh no, not worth the trip.
Okay. Let's get some predictions from you then. You're at home, Will, so you could go first for this one.
I think after the few results we've had, I think we're growing confidence. I think I'll go with a nice 3-1 win again at home. Get your fans back behind us.
Jared, go on. Not many of these left.
Nope. The away form's been pretty good. Unbeaten in 4. I think 1 goal conceded in those 4 games. I'll go 1-1.
Okay, nice one. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Jawad. We'll see you next week. Who have we got next week to preview? What's our game? Preston. Okay, which might be another must-win if everything's gone wrong. This week, hasn't it?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be sitting here 6 points in the bag. We can relax for the last 3 games of the season.
That's right. Bring your slippers next week. You can put them on, and bring your pipe as well. All right. Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Will. We'll catch you both next week. Thank you.
See you later, guys.